You're listening to Cat Tales. Hi, I'm Kat and you're listening to Cat Tales. The Quebe Sisters Band are a mix of western swing, hot jazz and country, and when Grace, Sophia and Hulda sing their vintage-style three-part harmonies, audiences are mesmerised. In this edition of Cat Tales, they chat to me about Texas-style fiddling, visiting the UK and what it's like to be in a family band. This is the one with the Quebes.
So hello, it's Kat here, and I'm sitting here with the Quebe Sisters and Joe Mackenzie as well of the band. And we're here at Cambridge Folk Festival here in the UK. And it's not so much sunshine out there, but it's a bit humid for us all, isn't it, you guys? So I just wanted to really kick off by talking about your tour, because this is the first time you've been to the UK, I understand.
This is our first trip, and we're having a blast. It's kind of the middle of our trip. We've been here a week, and we have about a week left.
That's brilliant. So where have you been so far?
Well, we started in France at the Country Rendezvous Festival in Crepon.
Right.
And then we came Sunday and played in Gateshead for the Summertime Festival.
Excellent.
And then we were in Bedford last night. We've been in Leicester, and we're going to be in Bristol and Narberth. I'm probably skipping a few places.
In London and
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's really extensive over here in the UK and also in Europe as well, which is the first time you've both been over here and played as well.
Yes, first time.
And how are you
Three of
found
us, but Joey's been over.
Joey's been over before. So let's start with that. How's that compared this time around to what you did before? What were you doing?
Well, I was over with two separate bands, and we were promoting tourism in Texas and trying to get folks from Europe to come to Texas to visit.
Oh, right, excellent.
And that was a few years back, and those trips were fun, and this is even better. And we didn't make it to the UK before, so this is my first trip to the UK, and it's a beautiful country, and we've been so impressed by the people's knowledge of country music here. Really enthusiastic fans.
You will find that here, particularly at the Cambridge Folk Festival, actually, which is really good, and obviously on your tour as well, which is really encouraging. There is a good fan base out here, and so it's nice and encouraging that you found that to be the case.
Yeah.
So how have you found it compared to playing in the States?
well, you know, the audiences here and in the States are enthusiastic. I love, you know, the reaction of the audience here, and you know, I'm impressed, like you were saying, about people that are into Western swing over here. It's really cool. So kind of wherever we've been, you know, well received, and we're just really glad to be over here and be in all the fun.
Oh, that's excellent. So I hear that you've got a new album out. Is that correct? That this is what you're touring on the back of?
Yes, our second album is Timeless, and then we're also going to be working on a third album. We've recorded some, but hopefully we're going to go back in the studio and record some more on it, and maybe we'll have that one out by the end of this year or the beginning of next year.
Excellent.
So, yeah.
So how long does it normally take you to actually record you know, an album from start to finish? Is it a long process for you guys?
Well, it depends. This time we recorded a little bit, but then we had to go back out on the road, so it just kind of depends whenever we have some time to go in the studio and record some tracks, and then, you know, go back out. And so
who does all the writing, and how does all that inspiration come?
Well, most of the material we do is vintage material from the 20s, 30s, 40s especially, and then we do our own arrangements of those songs.
I was going to say, it sounds as if it's been brought, well, not necessarily up to date, but you've got your own particular style of music there, haven't you?
Well, we try to embrace the vintage aspect of the songs, and so if we do, for instance, a Bob Wills tune, you know, we try to pay tribute and be respectful to that original version, but at the same time not copy it too much and change it up and kind of put our Quebe Sisters Band stamp on it, and
sure.
and that's really fun for us, and you know, down the road I'm sure we'll be doing some contemporary material as well, but with a vintage flavor.
Absolutely, and that vintage flavour came through perfectly today. It was absolutely wonderful. The whole audience was swinging along with you.
Thank you.
And the harmonies of your voice particularly, work so well, don't they? So not only have you got fabulous voices, you're absolutely wonderful fiddle players as well. And I hear that's all down to Joey and his family. Some training going on a few years ago. So how did that all come about?
Well, we first heard fiddling at a fiddle contest in Texas, and Joey was judging, I think, and Sherry, his wife, was competing in the contest. And Sherry's an amazing fiddle player. She's been the first woman to be world champion, and Joey's been a 3-time world champion. So they're great fiddle players and great fiddle teachers.
Excellent.
And we got to know Joey and Sherry, and that's how we got into playing the fiddle. And then our other styles like Western swing, and the band kind of evolved out of that.
Wow! And all three of you are actually accomplished in your own right, aren't you? Which is quite unusual.
Well, we were fortunate to compete in the Texas State National Championships, and Grace won national, and Sophia was first runner-up,
And
we
Hulda won
went
national in her division
Wow.
as well. So.
And and then we've all been fortunate to win Texas State.
Wow, that's quite an accomplishment, isn't it,
Oh,
really?
thank you.
And well done, Joey, as well. I mean, perhaps you can maybe just tell us a little bit about what makes the Texas style of fiddling a little bit different.
Well, that is a good question, and the Texas style is kind of a melting pot of several different styles, most of which originated in Europe.
Right.
And the old hornpipes and reels and made their way to the States, and if you travel around the United States, you'll hear different dialects of fiddle music, and people may be playing the same song, but it's almost like hearing people speak from different parts of the country, and you can hear someone play the fiddle and maybe get an idea of what part of the country they come from.
Right.
And in Texas, they've mixed some of the styles of everything together, including a little bit of jazz and country and some of the mariachi music. We border Mexico and the blues and put it all together and generally add variations to the old traditional tunes that may have had 2 parts originally. Some of them have 10 or more parts.
Right.
In the Texas style.
Right, I see. So it's like taking something and then actually enhancing it in your own unique style, but having something in a unique part of the country as well.
Well, we hope so, and that's kind of a badge of honor among Texas fiddle players is who can take a song and come up with the best way to play it, and the fiddle players are always kind of trying to outdo each other.
Yes. Excellent. So you're all thinking about any more competitions to go into, any more championships to keep your titles?
We haven't gone to any contests recently, but we'd love to go back to Weezer sometime. That's the national contest in Idaho.
Right.
And catch some other contests. We haven't competed in the last few years because our band has kept us really busy.
Of course.
And the contest circuit's during the summer,
right,
which is generally the busiest time for our bands, so with festivals and all.
Yeah. That's excellent, but I hear that you've also won some awards anyway from your music as well as your fiddle playing, haven't you?
Oh, well, we have. Man, we won the Crescendo Award from the Western Music Association, and we also won Album of the Year from, I believe it was the...
It's AMA,
yeah.
Academy of Western Artists.
Academy of Western Artists.
Yeah.
Yes. So we were really thrilled to get those awards.
Absolutely.
That was very exciting for us.
So that starts you on your way really to the top, doesn't it? Really. So where from here then, guys?
Well, we're going to be after here playing at Cambridge. We're going to be here till the 8th, touring some more in the UK, and then we'll be going back home and playing on the West Coast and. Then just keeping busy as much as we can. We love doing what we do.
And then what do you do with your spare time when you're not doing all this? Because there must be some time, surely, of downtime.
Laundry.
Catch up with all the chores.
I know. Yeah. We get home from this trip, and I think we have like
3 days.
and then we go to the West Coast.
And then we come home from that trip and we have 3 days. And then we come home from that trip, we have 1 day, I think. So it's going to be crazy for the next few weeks.
Really busy couple.
Next couple months.
But it's good. It's all good.
We're very glad.
It's exciting stuff, isn't it? And you're playing the stage 2 tomorrow night, aren't you? At about 9 o'clock, I think you're on.
9:30 and
9:30.
stage 2. And then we're at the club tent stage at 7. And then we're doing a workshop, though, in the morning. Well, it's in the afternoon.
2:45. So you've got a full day here as well, then.
Yeah,
it's going to be fun.
Get to take it in.
Brilliant.
I'm sure tomorrow will be fun. A lot of people here.
It will.
And we're looking forward to hearing some of the other great musicians here. I mean, that's one of the things about Cambridge is they always have a great lineup, and so it's fun to play here, but it's also great fun to make our way around and listen to the other great entertainers.
And what's also nice here is that you're able to do that, because in a lot of festivals it's very difficult to actually go and actually stand out front and see what's going on and stand at side stage. So here it's a good place to do that.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
It is.
Well, thank you very much for your time. It's been really great speaking to you. Good luck with everything, and I look forward to hearing you tomorrow.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You've been listening to Cat Tales. To listen again to this and other tales, go to cattales.co.uk.